Great stuff. Thanks, guys.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
Great, thank you very much. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that is star one if you'd like to queue up to ask a question. Again, that is star one. And we'll now move on to James Brighton with Sportsnet.ca.
Hi, one of my questions was answered, but Dana, I was just wondering, this is obviously a fantastic matchup, and there's nothing more prestigious than a heavyweight title bout, but was there any thought to the fact that these two might not be the most well-known names, at least to mainstream U.S. sports fans?
Yeah. Tell me which one of our guys is the most well-known mainstream guy.
Well, maybe it's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, well, you guys know how I've always felt about this. Every time somebody tries to tell me that we're mainstream, oh, you guys are mainstream. We're not mainstream. Mainstream is when you walk down the street of any major city anywhere and ask them if they know what basketball is. That is mainstream, okay? What we're getting here is we're getting the opportunity from Fox to become mainstream. And like I said when we announced this deal, we're not sitting around patting ourselves on the back going, look, we made it. Now's the time to work. Now's the time to deliver. Everything that we've done in the last 10 years, we actually need to step it up a level and deliver even bigger and better now that we're on the #1 network in the country. And believe me when I tell you, you guys are going to see a lot of changes in the way that the shows are run, the production, everything is going to the next level. We've been given this opportunity, and you bet your ass we're going to take it.
Okay, so you said you're going to have the setup during the show, and I presume a lot of big things coming up leading up to it as well.
Absolutely. No, you just heard what Eric Shank said about what they're doing, the party that they're kicking off for the first fight ever on Fox. And all the things that we're going to do. This is going to be an event of all events. I mean, just to be in Anaheim for this event, even if you can't get a ticket to this event, just to be in Anaheim and watch it in a bar that night, you're going to be able to feel the atmosphere and the buzz that's going on down in Southern Cal.
Hi guys.
Hey buddy.
Clearly, this is a huge deal for UFC. Fox is excited about putting the UFC on as well. Part of making sure this thing gets a huge rating is making sure it's promoted up leading up to the fight. I'm wondering if the Fox executives can talk about how they're planning to promote this thing leading up to the 12th.
Let me take that first, and then I'll let them jump in. Let me tell you what. We announced the deal. 3 hours later, if that, they were already promoting the UFC in the NFL. And this deal doesn't even start till January. They started promoting as soon as the deal was announced. We've never been treated like this. We've never been happier. And go ahead, you guys take it away from there.
Off you go, Eric.
Yeah, Dana and Lorenzo started teasing us with the idea of potentially doing a championship fight, I think maybe 2 nights ago. And then yesterday afternoon, because we were setting up the timing for the whole show, the commercial format, to do 2 fights, pregame show along with Dana and Lorenzo, and then they said, what if we had a championship fight for you? And we didn't know who the fighters were probably until sometime, yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening. And our promo guys and marketing guys have been working through the night with footage from these 2 guys. And you will see tomorrow in FX College Football and in our baseball promos for this fight already. So like Dana said, we're jumping on this thing, and we're making as big a deal out of it as we can. And guaranteed we'll be promoting this across all of our sports and all of our entertainment properties leading up to the 12th. Okay, cool. And Dana, it sounded like you guys had some other options. I mean, was this sort of you kind of said it was hiding in front of your face or something like that, you said. So you were exploring many other things, and then this kind of just popped into your head, like, why don't we just move this up?
No, we looked at everything. Obviously, this was one of the ones we looked at too. And like the guy who asked the question earlier about, what do you think about these guys not being that well known? I mean, none of our guys are that well known with in the mainstream. But what I want to do is when you go out and you say, it's our first fight ever on Fox, and we were out there beating our chest on what a big deal this Fox deal is, and like I always say too, we do 13 pay-per-views a year. We like to deliver to the fans. We're delivering, man.
Cool. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Moving on, we'll now take a question from Matt Bishop with the Detroit News.
Hi, guys. I have a question for Eric. Eric, I was wondering how important it was for Fox to have a fight of this magnitude on the first broadcast.
Well, there was no question that we were going to get a fight of this kind of magnitude. Just the commitment that these guys have to launching the UFC on Fox. We knew we were going to get a huge fight that was going to get the attention of everybody, not only, that follows the UFC, but also, be of a caliber that would grab the attention of people that haven't traditionally followed the UFC. So, look, we knew these guys were going to deliver, and we're going to deliver for them to bring a huge audience to it that night as well.
Mm-hmm. So Fox is satisfied with this fight?
Well, if I can just, this is like us getting Ali Foreman.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
All right.
Cain Velasquez is trending worldwide on Twitter right now.
Yeah, Dana, you talked about the segment to educate fans as sort of a work in progress, and I was wondering if you might be using.
We don't know. We're still working on how we're gonna figure it out and educate people that have never seen it before. We're still working on that.
Most of the education, if I can just butt in, most of the education will come through the commentary. I think the key thing in any sports is the standard of commentary and what Dana's established and Lorenzo in the production is first class. We don't want to kind of like muck it up with little kind of like illustrations. Most of the instruction, most of the information and education is going to come through the commentary.
And obviously, Rogan and Goldie are going to be on. Have you guys decided that the rest of the commentating team in terms of pre-fight and post-fight stuff?
Eric?
No. Yeah.
No, we're still working on it.
Okay, thanks, guys.
We do think Rogan is awesome, though.
All right, thank you. Once again, that is star one if you'd like to queue up to ask the question. Again, that is star one. And we'll now go to Spencer Kite with Heavy.com.
Hi, guys. Thanks for doing this today. Congratulations, everybody. We've always talked about with boxing, Dana, that the heavyweight division is sort of the division that draws people in, that people are automatically looking to. Is that part of the reason for putting this fight on Fox and having this be the first fight on Fox? Is people are just drawn to heavyweight fights, especially heavyweight title fights?
Yeah, I think if you're gonna go out on your first fight on the biggest network, in the country, you go with your best foot forward. Not only the head. Listen, I mean, imagine if you can't say that if you're going with the heavy. This could be a Klitschko fight, and then people turn in for the first time and everybody falls asleep. You know what I mean? We're going with a heavyweight fight that's going to be a barn burner. These guys are going to go at it. It's going to be exciting. It's more than just a heavyweight title. It's two heavyweights that I know are going to perform and put on a great fight.
Yeah, you talked about earlier sort of if the fight, when Dave asked if the fight goes short, what are we going to do sort of to fill that time? Are there any reservations about the fight not playing out the way that, you envision it and you see it happening, or are these two guys that are going to get out there and deliver the caliber of fight we need for the first show?
Well, you guys know very well, and I've said it many times, I put on all the bells and whistles and do all the good stuff, and then those guys have to go in there and do their job when it's time. And if you look over the last 10 years, I could count on one hand how many fights have sucked, all right? And do you tell me the last time you saw Junior Dos Santos or Cain Velasquez in a boring fight? I bet I am. I'm literally betting everything that it's not going to happen.
I agree. I don't think it will. Congratulations, guys. Appreciate this.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now moving on, we'll go back to Kevin Ewell with Yahoo Sports.
I wanted to ask the Fox guys, can you give us an estimate of what you're telling the advertisers you think this would do in terms of viewers?
No.
No, we couldn't. We never do. And we're not going to start now.
Do you think this surpasses the CBS show that I think did 6 million with Kimbo Slice headline?
One of my golden rules is never predict ratings, because it's a zero-sum game. and but I'd probably, if I was a betting man, which I am, I'd probably put a couple of bucks on the fact that we will.
Hey, Dana, just a lot of people were asking. There was some kind of story out that Brock may be forced to retire. Can you address that?
Just so you know, guys, the Kimbo Slice fight against Petrozelli did 4.5 million viewers.
James did 6.
What's that?
Didn't James Thompson fight his first one do 6? That was the first one on CBS?
I don't know. The one that I got that I heard was the biggest was 4.5. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was 6. But when Kimbo Slice fought on The Ultimate Fighter and it was taped on Spike, it did like 5 million viewers. So I'm not going to be too cocky here and trump what David Hill said, but I'll tell you right now, I'm expecting to blow that number out of the water.
And Dana, can you answer that question about Brock? There was rumors that he's ill and will be forced to retire. Do you know that?
That's ridiculous. It's so far from the truth, it's not even funny.
Good,
the guy is 100%. The guy's working up on a farm up in Canada all summer. He's 100%. His surgery went great. He's 100%. He's getting back into training here in the next couple of weeks.
That's cool. Well, and I'm also curious what you think about, there was a lot of speculation online. People are saying, oh, maybe it'll be, Tito and Rich or Tito and Shogun or Silva and Hendo. Were there any fights that you guys saw that interested you or fights that you hadn't even put together that due to fan demand you kind of started to consider?
Yeah, what we do is we get together and there's a big whiteboard and we just start writing names down and trying to make matches that we thought would make sense for this thing. And, this one makes the most sense. You look at them all and you figure out what you think makes the most sense. But more importantly, like I've been saying through this whole thing, the way that I look at this fight, this is our Forrest Griffin, Stephan Bonner, now on a huge, massive platform. And we need to deliver. And there's no doubt in my mind, and I will bet everything, and am betting that these guys are going to deliver. This fight, if I'm not mistaken, I think this fight gets over before the Pacquiao fight goes on. So the great thing for fight fans is you can watch this fight for free, and then you can watch that fight too. I hate Bob Arum. I hope he only does one buy on this fight, but I love Manny Pacquiao, and I'd love to see him do 3 million buys and make a ton of money. So it's a catch-22 for me.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. We'll now take a question from Mike McMahon with Eagle Tribune.
Hi, I just got one question for Dana. Dana, how important or how big do you think it could be to not only promote this fight, but to be able to promote your sport alongside something like the NFL that does such huge numbers, and at the same time, I feel like the fan bases, there could be a lot of crossover between an NFL fan and potentially a new UFC fan.
It's amazing. I said it when we announced the deal. This was literally my dream deal. It was the deal that I've always wanted, and now that we're actually in it, it's even better than I ever dreamed it would be. More than just obviously being integrated into all the major sports like the NFL, Major League Baseball, NASCAR, and Fox Sports does it better and bigger than everybody else does. They're the number one network in the country, and more important than that is the relationship we've created with these guys already before the deal has even started. These are guys, these are our kind of guys that get it and are passionate about the sport and love it. And they're actually guys that we like and actually want to hang out with, which is very rare in the television industry.
And we enjoy hanging out with them too. We're all adolescents. Average age about 17 and a half.
Any more questions?
That it? I gotta go.
You guys are boring David Hill. Who's got the next question?
I got things to do. Hey, listen, Dana, thank you so much. Lorenzo, I'll catch you guys. I'll leave Eric to handle things. I gotta fly. Goodbye.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
Bye.